Welcome to my daily practice at Wendy Coad Art. If you find this video interesting or helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking the video.
Hi, my name is Wendy and I'm an artist. I've been an artist my whole life and I am excited to invite you into my studio and show you my art practice. So I have a tripod in the middle of the room so I can catch some of this table work in detail. And I found my work gloves. Now, I love these work gloves, and they are in fact leather gloves that were owned by someone else, possibly my mother. Nice little filigree work around the edges. And, they used to be very popular. Ladies wore gloves, and now they're still popular in the winter, but not for the same reasons. So you can find them sometimes, these beautiful leather gloves, at thrift stores or resale stores, and I always pick them up, within reason. I mean, some of them are gorgeous and very expensive. The reason that I like leather gloves is because it allows my hands to breathe. So I do wear plastic, rubber gloves when I'm doing some of the messy work, but I often will wear my leather gloves inside of the plastic gloves. Now, that doesn't mean the plastic gloves cover and prevent the leather gloves from getting wet. Sometimes they do, but for a couple of bucks, I have a nice breathable barrier for my hands. Doing some construction work, and winter comes and your hands dry out, and you get little cracks in the ends of your thumbs, or just chafing, and it's just really, really nice to have a pair of leather gloves as work gloves. They're not the heavy duty kind. You can do fine work, not terribly. I can't pick up a pin with my leather gloves on, but they definitely add just a nice touch, a nice barrier. And but I put them on not because I was going to work with them today, just because I wanted to show you my little trick there for keeping my hands soft and supple. This is not an advertisement. And so I'm going to put them aside and take a look at the work that I did over the last couple of days with my Venus. I have to say, Venus is featuring prominently, although I have some other gods and goddesses in place here, and I am really liking some of them. I think all I want to do now is just one more round of, bringing out the image a little bit further. There's lots of splashes and it looks quite chaotic, but once they're separated and they're just in their individual frame, each cell, it's looking pretty good. I like that. So, but I really want to work some more on this wall. Interestingly, I've done a fair amount of work, but I don't know why. They need more. They need more than the other works that are about the same, at about the same stage. Okay, so without further ado, and I've started to keep more of my supplies here so I'm not disappearing off camera. Let's see, what do I need over here? I was talking about the green, how green had taken over so much of the work, but I like it. I like green, and I think that's what's missing here. And even though I'm trying to stay on camera, I'm having to get some of my paint here. It's the same. A lot of that. All right, I noticed that I had started to take better care of my paints. And by that I mean I had started to add some more paint to the tubes that were starting to get a little empty. But I didn't get around to all of them, so I still have paint on the other side. I mean, I have 3 cameras going, so it's hard for me to imagine operating even one more. So I'll just do what I've always done, which is disappear for a few seconds. Oh, lemon yellow. I don't think I have enough lemon yellow in my life at this moment. I do want a little bit of the fluorescence. Now, that's a lot of green, lime, lemon. All right, these are all good. I don't really have to, well, I do have to address that fern green. Okay, now, yellow ochre used to be my very favorite color, but I think I've switched over to Indian yellow. A little more of an orange, but too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing, so I'm going to try to cool things down a bit. Add my indigo. I got the Prussian blue out the other day, and I've just been on a tear with it. It's kind of like food in a way, favorite dishes. I can really eat the same thing over and over again until I get tired of it, and then I move on to something else. I'm sure that's a style that some people share, but not all. Anyways, this might be too much information. Let me just go and get one more color. I'm going to add a tiny bit of vermilion. Also a good color. All right, now. Starts to get a little bit, start to run out of paint is what happens. But I do like this. And this color combination in relationship to what I've already got on there. I'm pushing the flag motif, as I call it. But I'm just curious to see how far I can go. And a little fluorescent. Let's see, I have it over there. Now, sometimes paints mix on this palette. And they get a little muddy, so they lose their, you know, their separation. They start to mix, and they start to dull down a bit. It's not good and it's not bad. It's just a thing you need to be aware of. So when it happens, ooh, that's kind of nice. Where else can I do that? Perhaps here. Well, I achieved my goal of expanding on each of these picture planes. I'm not sure what it is that I'm noticing that I keep, it's like an itch that I want to scratch, if that makes sense. Something's like something's gotten out of control. And you know, that's okay. It's all okay. But I can't leave it that way. You know, that's the job at hand. The task at hand is to organize it, to bring it back to a certain level. Although looking around, I can see that I do push it into that kind of energized realm, that area where there's a lot going on. Why not? That's life. There's a lot going on. So I may just be reflecting on that. Oh, and I found a tiny little squeegee. That I had been using. It seems a little more proportionate to the size of the work that I'm doing here. I mean, the big one is good for big swoops and moving the paint around, and that's what I did to kind of lighten certain areas up. But for some of these details, let's just see how that's going to work and what I want to do. I think I want to bring just keep going with these colors. I'll just make them a little closer together. Some of these have gotten a little tiny bit I put too much water in. It's a dance. Not too little, not too much, just right. My fern. It's a familiar sound. Okay, woo. Yeah, these are the loose ones. Now, oops, I want here we go. Let's see if I can do something with this gal. And I'm going to slide down. Oh, that didn't really do anything. There we go. Well, she's green. Is she anywhere else here? Yes, she is. I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to do it across. Because quite frankly, that didn't seem to work too well. Okay, well, I have to suspend all judgment because I do know that it will look differently when the paint is dry. I'm not really feeling the love right now. I think that these colors have become a little too runny. When in doubt, bring out the turquoise. And I'm aware when I stop talking, you know, because I just have to think. Sorry, I can't. I can often talk and think at the same time, but sometimes I just cannot. And I haven't mastered the ambient sound, like playing some music. So I'll have to work on that. and it's really a dilemma, or I'm not sure which way to go. I do tend to get very quiet. Okay, well, I can't go over the ones that I have already done. However, there's plenty that I haven't yet. And so let's see how that works. I'm going to go at an angle here. Ooh, not sure how that's going to work. Well, that's interesting. It's kind of a diagonal. Do that again on the diagonal. Almost entirely turquoise now. The Blue Man. This is the male figure. Where is this gal? I saw her a minute ago. Well, I'm having a figure ground problem here. Oh, there she is. I wonder if she needs anything else. Maybe just around the edge here. Yeah, I like that. Edges are important. All right. Just going to add a couple more goddesses here. Okay. I think I'm just going to add a darker color to catch some of these edges. Just put a few stripes in there. Let's look, actually looking pretty good. Okay, I'm going to give it a rest for now. Come back with another round. I was going to scoop some paint off there, but it's better. I've learned my lesson. Well, hardly, but I try. So, just going to get started here because I have not done anything yet on these panels. And I'm going to do some silhouettes. There's some silhouettes. So we start with my indigo. Payne's gray is looking good, but I'm just going to try indigo as well. I'll make her red. Let's see. This little goddess here. She'd look good in a little indigo. And I didn't put the indigo close enough to the edge. Forgot you were here. I just forgot. All right, that's enough of that. Oh, Diana. Diana's been a little problematic because of the deer. The deer kind of gets in the way, I feel. I feel like the deer gets in the way. So I'm going to try taking the deer out. I think I've discovered a better way to do this. Let me get another little squeegee. I think I have. So I think I'm going to change things a little bit. This is the discovery process. It's a little embarrassing that I have to reinvent the wheel so often. I mean, not embarrassing, but I'm like, didn't I figure that out once before? Isn't there something in my memory banks that would prevent me from having to do this all over again? Well, apparently not. And actually, I don't mind that. That's part of the excitement. It's all new. Every once in a while, I ask my husband if I'm forgetting too many things, and he always tells me, no, dear, you've always been like this. So just in case anybody was getting concerned, I've always been like this. Well, that's off to a good start, I think. And I think I'm going to try to quit while I'm ahead here. Barely ahead. I'm just seeing my other little squeegee here that I was working with before. Oh yeah. Just put a whole lot of paint. There's a whole lot of paint there. It's a little bit problematic. Keeping everything intact. Okay, I'm not going to try. Just going to keep going. Oh, well, that's nice, actually. There's some big blotches. Where else do I want some big blotches? Over here. Worked pretty good. Oh yeah, that's nice. I should do some of that over here. I think I'm going to wait on that one. That one's going to be a silhouette. Well, I just used red and white. Oh, and I've got a lot of black here. Maybe I should just put a little darkness in here. Just have some shapes and lines. Oh, I have two of these. Look at that. Well, that might not have worked in its entirety, but that was very, very satisfying. And I'm really glad that I did that because boom, these paintings just kind of came to life. Well, thanks for being here. That was a lot of fun. That was, I got to be very expansive on the walls. I zoned in on the tabletop. I really created a mess, which I'm happy about because something to lean against for the next round, and there will be a next round. So I'll see you there. Don't forget now, go make some art. So I'm so happy that you are joining me today and maybe other days too. I'll take you through my day to day as an artist, and I look forward to seeing you on the next tape. Thanks for being here.